Welcome to Edify Living, where we look beyond the horizon because there is always more to life. Every day, when you get out of bed, what is the first thought in your mind? That you're repeating the clockwork all over again, or you're waiting to find out how the day is going to turn out for you? When you step out of your door, putting your best people's face on, do you feel the thrill of a new day? Or do you dread the deadlines holding up to you? Okay, let's make this a little simpler. When was the last time you called a friend just to check upon them, like how they're doing, what's going on in their life, or anything else? Or when was the last time you looked in the mirror and told yourself, hey, I'm proud of you and you're doing absolutely great? Now I know I'm bombarding you with a lot of questions, but I think we all need this once in a while. And I promise, this is the last one. Now take a minute and think and answer this. Are you really living or you're just existing? Now, whatever your answer may be, one thing is for sure. If you open this podcast, you want more from life. And that is exactly where you have taken a step ahead. So this whole idea of podcasting was a slow seed that was planted in my head during a conversation with a certain someone, and then gradually it kept on growing because after that conversation, a sequence of events happened in my life as if it was whole a universal planning that literally made me sit down and think about everything. Like, there are days when you just sit down and you revisit, you revise and rethink what you've been doing, why you're doing that, is there any worth left, and exactly what you want to be in life. I did all things. I read the self-help books, of course, and obviously I went through a lot of podcasts, I talked to friends and family, I did everything I could. And every time I got back to one thought. And just to put it here in a clear way, I put it in a single line. That there is always more to life. Only if we are ready to take that extra mile for nobody but ourselves. And that thought just clinched to me and made me do all this. And today I'm extremely grateful to that person who I had this conversation with, because all this happened after that and I'm able to do it. This being cool and starting my own podcast. You see, there are little things in life that kind of make you go way deeper, look into yourself and make yourself decide who you want to be or who you aspire to be. I'm not the one to sit down and say I'm so done with life. So that's not who I am. And neither failures nor experiences are going to change that about me. They never had before, and I don't think that is going to change ever in the future. This year was nothing I expected it to be. A lot of my plans didn't shape into fulfillment, a lot of my dreams were crushed, and most importantly, I lost significant parts of my life in terms of important people and in terms of hopes too. But then, if the first half dragged me to the darkness, which I always run away from, the second half brought the light that I always have craved for. And it made me realize that things don't always work the way you want them to be. Plans don't always end up in the decided destination, and that is okay. They might end up for being better or for worse, but that's no reason to stop trying. So it's okay if you give yourself freedom to laugh a little louder, smile a little wider, and live a little better. This is all we need from life. Another chance, and most definitely, another choice. And that exactly is what Edify Living is about. First things first. Okay, I know I should have done this in the beginning, in the introduction, but I'm learning, I'm new, and as the community grows, I will grow too as a podcaster. Edify literally means to improve or to enhance. Now, because this word is attached with living, I don't think a dictionary definition can do justice to what actually it means. Because life is different for everyone and everyone's perception. You see, we exist in the same shades of lives. But when we attain a certain age, we begin to perceive the world much gloomier and grey than it actually is. And what we call that is reality check. Now, I'm not saying the world is black and white, because it isn't. But it is also not a single shade. It is happy like yellow, courageous like red, sometimes serene like blue, lush like green, or sorrowful like black, pink like the love, or if you're talking about me, I connect silver to love because it is starry, connected to the night sky. So the point is that I don't know what color you connect to which emotion. The whole idea behind is that when the whole palette of different shades is lying in front of us, why paint the canvas in one single shade? The canvas can be filled with hues and tones of various vibrancies. That is what this podcast is about. So if you're someone who's entering their new chapter in life, I hope this podcast gives you the courage you're looking for. If you're someone who's chasing their dreams, I hope this podcast gives you a reason to keep chasing. If you're someone to whom darkness is swallowing from all sides, I hope this podcast gives you a reason to hold on to. If you're someone who is loving life, I hope this podcast gives you the reason to love life more. And even if you're someone who just clicked on it accidentally, for which I'm, by the way, very grateful for, and has stayed till here, I hope you find this podcast again. That's what Edify Living is about. It is a ride that will take you from how to create a harmonious balance between the goods and bads, and just all those topics we push into shadows because we think they're just bigger things in life that demand our attention and time. And disposing the importance of those little things into ignorance. It is about all those conversations we avoid doing with anyone. And it is certainly about the fact that self-growth is more than just extensive skincare routine or journal entries. Now, I'm not saying that is bad or that's fake or you shouldn't be doing it. No, I do it. I do it very religiously. But I just mean to say is when we talk about self-care, self-growth, if it is a lot of extensive work on the outside, it is also a lot of extensive work in the inside. And that is what we aim to do with Edify Living. It is a podcast where we'll try to create a safe space every Sunday where you mute yourself to the world, delve deeper into soulful purpose of your life, build your character, build yourself as a person, where we celebrate all those little joys that life offers and deliberate all those grave errors we make every day in the process of living. From failures to milestones, from heartbreaks to healthy boundaries, from cherishing to letting go, from insecurities to confidence, and certainly from you to better you. Edify Living is a podcast where we'll take a step to look beyond the horizon in all those simplest ways that will truly edify your outlook on life and much more. I'm your host Priyal, and I will meet you next Sunday. I will leave you to one last thought, and I hope you do this just after listening to the podcast. Next time you see your reflection in the mirror, stand tall and firm and tell yourself, I am good as who I am, and I won't be changing anytime soon. Anything or anyone. You can connect to us on Instagram on our handle edify.living or write to us on our email, which you can find in the description. Till then, I hope you have a great week ahead. Bye-bye. Adios. I'll see you next time.